Hello, and welcome to anybody who's joined us. Let me just introduce myself and then I'll introduce our lovely guest. So, welcome to Lunar Pumpkin. I am Emily Coucher. I am an astrologer. I always do that, I don't know why. Intuitive tarot card reader and moon lover. My aim is to help you manifest your dreams into reality using the divine timing of the lunar cycle. And I have lots of different products that I sell, which are affirmation, lunar-based or zodiac-based. And of course, if you want to book a reading, you can do so via my website, which is lunar-pumpkin.com. So, welcome, Hayley.
Hello.
Hey.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you. I will introduce her properly, but just to let you know that once I have, she will guide us into a short meditation, which will be fun and hopefully quite chilled and relaxed.
Can't wait.
As well. So, let me introduce Hayley. So Hayley helps to support those on their self-development journey for healing and transformation. She is a holistic therapist and quantum healer. A level 2 counsellor, Reiki Master, meditation teacher, hypnotherapist, and breathwork facilitator. That's a lot. She works with clients one-to-one and runs grief empowerment circles along with ecstatic dance events. And after opening her mind to alternative ways of healing and experiencing the powerful benefits, Hayley is so passionate about sharing these tools and modalities for others in need. Amazing.
Sure am.
I have so many things I want to ask you, but are you ready to help us out with a little meditation to chill us out?
Yeah, let's do it. So yeah, obviously Emily's introduced me. I run little meditations for people. I definitely have found the power in this, and just coming into the body and feeling safe in the body, calming that nervous system. I like to help guide people through those healing journeys, through the awakening journeys that can sometimes be a bit of a lonely place. But when we start expressing our true self, of what really means the most to us, and following those things that light up our soul, that's when we know we're on the right path, when you get all those tingles and shivers. So yeah, we're just going to do just an intuitive meditation today, where we're going to come and just feel a bit safe in the body, relax that nervous system and calm that mind, get out that monkey mind a little bit. So if you want to just join me in closing down those eyes now and just starting to slow down that breath. We're only going to be here for a short time, so just give yourself permission to come away from that monkey mind. Just slowing down that breath even more, becoming more aware of that inhale, how it feels coming through the nose, into the belly, and out through the nose. As you're breathing out, just relaxing that body, letting any tension go, just becoming more aware of any tension in the body where you're stiff or it feels a bit sticky. Not judging it, just being a bit curious with this part. Don't have to change this in any way, just sitting with all of us, accepting and acknowledging all parts of ourselves. Slowing down that breath even more now, all the way into the top, as you just pause slightly at the top. And as you release, just let go with a sigh. Relax and even more soften. Give yourself permission to surrender and let go. Noticing now your forehead. Are you holding any tension here? Just letting that go now. Just letting those little worry lines move out. bringing your awareness to your jaw. Just letting this go, letting this soften. Maybe your mouth even parts a little bit. Coming down to the neck, into the shoulders. Just noticing if you're holding any tightness here. Maybe just want to roll them out a little bit. And just on the exhale, bring your awareness down into your upper back and down into your chest, in your heart. Becoming aware of your heartbeat. And just bringing a bit of gratitude into this moment. Just being able to have this moment of stillness, this few minutes to yourself, to fill up your cup. Allowing it to open to all the people you love in your life. That ripple effect huge when we turn our gaze inwards. Coming into that present moment. Coming into the body. All that it gives us. Our heat, all the cells, rejuvenating, everything they need to do without the need of us to give it any attention or tell it to. Our beautiful health, all the good things in our life, just bringing that into our heart, something that you're truly grateful for. Maybe it's a person, maybe it's a pet or animals, maybe it's the money in your bank or roof over your head to sleep in, and warmth, clean water. And just breathing that in like you're sucking in through a straw, all the way into the belly. And then as you breathe out, just expanding that love to everyone around you. Just bringing your awareness down into your lower back now, into the root. Just feeling grounded wherever you're sat or lying down. Just noticing the weight, noticing the clothes on your skin, feeling centered, anchored and grounded. And just imagining the color red here, just like an orb of light, spinning round clockwise at your root chakra, just below the spine. And then like energetic roots, on your exhale, just pushing those roots down into the earth beneath you as it gets lower, lower, deeper and deeper, spreading far and wide as you make contact with Mother Earth's crystal caves and the mother crystal that these roots now wrap tightly around, anchored into this moment, feeling so calm, so safe and present. The present moment is the only moment that truly exists. The past, we only experience it as a memory, and the future, we only experience it as it comes about. If we're too much in the past, this can bring on symptoms of depression, and too much in the future can be anxiety. Present may not always be sunshines and daisies, may sometimes bring uncomfortable experiences, but the more we can allow ourselves to feel it all, we're then empowering ourselves and not suppressing it and storing it in our bodies. So just noticing if you've tensed any other areas up. What about that forehead and the jaw? Soften those shoulders again. And then just allow Mother Earth and the Mother Crystal to transmute any lower-based energies, any energies that don't serve you or don't belong to you, as she gifts you her wisdom and unconditional love. And just knowing you're so worthy and so deserving of this. Really release any limited beliefs, any programs. Just seeing that clear now with the roots wrapped around Mother Earth crystal and the core. And just sucking up that new up through your energy roots, up into your root chakra, And just filling your entire body up with now. Noticing how it feels in the colour. Aware of any sounds around you. What you can see and your closed eyes. It's a powerful way to come into the present through our senses. Noticing what you can feel, taste, and noticing any sensations in the body, any tingles, any warmth, or nothing at all. It's all perfect and it's all exactly as it's meant to be. Noticing if and when your mind wants to wander off, it's going to. You're human. That's okay. Just coming back to your breath, spotting it and coming back to the breath. And encouraging yourself, not beating yourself up when this happens. Cheering yourself on that you became present and aware. And just letting the legs go heavy now. Feeling the temperature of your knees. And bringing your awareness into your feet, just allowing them to soften in each and every toe. And just imagining that this orb of golden light like sunshine all around you. Just basking in this love and this light. Just being here for a moment in this presence, staying in the body. Coming back to the breath now. Just continuing to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And just imagining on the outside of this orb of golden light that's around your aura now. Just imagine there's a mirror that's just covering over the top of that now. That's a little protection layer for you. Anything sent your way, if you're an empath or a sensitive soul and you pick up on other energies and emotions, these will just be transmuted off and reflected off of this mirror and back into the light. Not to be sent back to the original owner, as it will just ping pong back to us. So just remembering that we empower ourselves by staying true to ourselves and forgiving all around us, even if they've wronged us. We take back our power through that forgiveness. Just one more time, coming back into the heart with a little bit of love, a little bit more gratitude, with a little bit more presence, a little bit more forgiveness, so that we can live lives more consciously, more lovingly, and more peaceful. When you're ready, one last big deep in through the nose. I want this to be the biggest breath you've taken all day now. All the way into the top, nice and slow. Holding slightly at the top for a moment. And when you're ready, just letting go with a sigh. And if you feel called to just start tapping, this is called emotional freedom technique, and it uses the meridian, the acupuncture points, where the energy can often get stuck, allowing it to, so just on the chest, just slightly below the collarbone, up into the chin, up around the forehead, underneath the eyes, and underneath the nose. Just placing your hand on your heart. And if you feel cool, just give up a little hug, saying I'm proud of you for showing up here today and taking that moment of stillness with me. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Hayley. That was dreamy. It really was.
Oh, good. My pleasure.
Actually, that's such a Pisces word, actually. The first word that came out was dreamy.
Dreamy. I love that. You're a Pisces, are you, Emily?
I'm not, no.
Okay.
But because we're in Pisces season, just a few little things that came up while I was in there. I mean, you asked for a colour to like surround you or something. The first thing I thought of was sunshine yellow.
Love that.
And then later on you said something about yellow. I'm like, it's in my head.
Yeah, you already knew. Yeah, always trust that first colour that comes through. I'm always doubting it, like, no, that colour, and then that colour came through. Which one? I'm like, stop overthinking it. Just take a breath.
Yeah.
The first one you thought of was perfect.
I mean, and just for anybody who wants a little tiny spiel about Pisces, well, purely because we're in that time and we've got a new moon coming up soon. I can't remember the exact date off the top of my head, but yeah, that's the next lunation we have coming. So basically, there's a few keywords that actually came out through your meditation as well. Sort of surrender, forgiveness, peace, love. I think of like romance and the dreamer. Often people with a lot of Pisces in their chart have got those artistic talents, like where they're really good with writing, or they're good at drawing, painting, the arts, or meditation actually is another thing that I would suggest is actually within that realm. And it's often something that Pisces needs to learn is about boundaries. It's like, where do I end and where do you begin? It's that kind of energy, isn't it? So
yeah.
Do you know your ones, your big three, your Sun, Moon, and Rising, Hayley?
Yes. I was going to ask you that too. Yeah. So my Pisces, I'm actually moon in Pisces. So that's where I believe, you probably know a lot more than me on this front, but I believe that's my very emotional side, the water, the empathic, sensitive part, which sometimes can be a little bit of a struggle because I do feel so deeply, but it's also allowed me to tap into some power from this, turn the pains into power, the wounds into wisdom, and all that jazz. Sometimes through a lot of struggling, and then finally just being like, all right, I surrender. My sun is Capricorn, so the mountain goat, the hard worker, and then the rising I have Sagittarius. So yeah, bit of earth, bit of fire, bit of water, bit of a good mix.
Yeah, it's a very good mix. So I'm Gemini Sun, I'm Gemini Rising as well.
Wow, double and
I have a Capricorn Moon.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah, so without the Capricorn Moon, I think I'd sort of float away into the clouds or something. I was just like, right, okay, I need something to ground me and give me the timing back, which I think Capricorn gives me sort of the feel that I want to be a leader and leave a legacy for people in some respects. But also in youth, it was a case of, well, actually, I'm trying to help people manage their emotions and sometimes neglecting my own. Whereas over time, it's a case of now I feel quite ready and able to notice what's mine and feel it rather than just manage it. So realizing that the only way out is through. I need to feel some of that, and rather than actually just think, what's the practical solution here? I haven't got time for this, And it's kind of, as you say, the mountain goat. It's like, right, if I'm taking things small, steady steps, whether it is in how I feel, how I digest life, how I learn, and my sort of food habits, and all those lovely moon things that we think about, and my timing and that sort of thing. Oh, you're all right. I think we lost you for a couple of seconds.
Yeah, did it cut out for you too, did it?
Yeah,
we're back.
Yeah, slightly, yeah. It's like whether it's how I digest things in like food or learning or emotionally or my dreams, etc., all that sort of thing. I'm realizing now what I'm able to do with it rather than just trying to manage other people. I know what's mine. But
that's good. So you can recognize what's not yours as well. That's key, isn't it? For sure. Often when I'm feeling something, I can now pick up on, no, this doesn't even belong to me, and just do a little clearing.
Oh, that's kind. My friend Alicia joined us and she's just shared us in her group.
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I've never used this. I tried to use this StreamYard once before, and I was like, nah, too complicated for me. But maybe this is what I needed to be able to learn.
Maybe. Well, each to their own, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
I find it kind of works because I can be in a couple of places at once.
That's good. Yeah.
It's good to be able to like edit and stuff afterwards, and yeah, it just works for me.
Nice. Yeah, that's good.
Anyway, let's get into a bit more about you.
Sure.
So what intrigued you or excited you about exploring healing modalities? And so what was your journey then to get to your business, I guess?
Okay, big question. Let's go.
I know.
So my journey into the healing path happened when I was in Australia. So I spent the last 9 years of my life in Australia. I've been about 5 months now in the UK, back with my family, my twin sister baby, and it felt like the right time. But yeah, Australia was huge, and I definitely think the energies there have an impact. I think they have the ability to awaken dormant things within us and spark expansions of consciousness. So for me, the first time I became more aware, and it felt, to be honest, like a spontaneous spiritual awakening, because one day I just woke up and was just like a completely different person, new interests, new values, breaking away from old habits and addictions and self-sabotaging behavior. I mean, firstly I had to become aware of them and then move away from them. But mainly it was when I went to Ayers Rock Uluru in Australia, the solar plexus chakra of the world, because we have our own chakras.
Yeah.
7 in the body, or some believe we've more so 114, but 7 main ones that run through the body, and then so does the earth as well, so it has its energy. And went there and just it did something to me. It really did something to me. I also awakened, I found, and grew my awareness through, I think what a lot of people do is through suffering. So getting to rock bottom, going to the depths of hell, to the point of, I've done this so many times and I can either keep doing the same thing expecting different results, which is the definition of insanity, right?
Yes.
Or do something else. And I think it has the potential to awaken things in you as well through going to those really difficult moments, because pressure's made through pressure. Diamonds are made through pressure, right, as well. So I feel like that was incorporated in the journey as well. And just my upbringing in general, I was very resistant and very in victim mode and blame for a lot of things in my childhood, but coming into acceptance of, okay, now I've got the tools to be able to help other people in my situation. And just learning those tools. I mean, the world would be a different place if we were taught them in school, right? But learning those tools as an adult, finding better ways of different types of healing that I was just so drawn to. And it's that fire that's lit inside of you of, I've got to look into this. I got obsessed of like looking into it. I mean, I was labeled with all these things, ADHD, ADD, and all the things that put you as a disorder, and then can put me in a box, so I can then feel like I'm just a nuisance to society and I'm different and a black sheep. All those things actually, I think I'm starting to just accept without the need for the labels of just who I am. And a lot of people that I find have those labels have that creative mindset as well. So I can get obsessed with things. So I'm like looking into all these things and healing modalities and spirituality and breathwork and meditation and expansion of consciousness and past lives and all this stuff that I before I didn't even have any really. I'd say I was agnostic, but I didn't give much thought to God and the universe, and now it's very much a big part of my life, and I feel the support. And even though I still can sometimes have spells of loneliness, we're all human, right? I know I'm never fully alone because I've always got my team around me and the universal consciousness, which is always guiding. And I like to think like that as well. It gives me faith, because otherwise what's the point? Yeah, that's hopefully the short version. I know it was a little bit long, but I could go.
Oh no, it's all good. So was there one that came first out of all of that? The sort of like ones that you were doing of your modalities, or does it sort of like all come at once?
Yeah, like what I teach now.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So I did hypnotherapy first, alongside a lot of different ones that are similar to hypnotherapy, like timeline reset therapy and NLP and things like this. And that just changed everything for me. It was incredibly powerful. That's when I learned the power of the subconscious mind, and that why I realized that conventional therapy didn't really do that much, and it can take quite a while because we're only using that 5% conscious mind in that talking level. Whereas when we're going into the 95% subconscious, I was like, whoa, we're starting to rewire patterns here.
Yeah,
And
powerful.
unlearn shitty programming. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to swear on this, but
oh yeah, well, however it comes out.
Nice. Yeah, just be authentic. So that came first, and then what came next? Probably the Reiki came next, because I was really interested in the energy work. I think I got all these during COVID, so I was like, may as well fill my time with learning a little bit more. And then the meditation, and then the breath work, and then throughout was bits of transformational coaching courses through this as well, like a self-empowerment programs and things. Wow. But yeah, that's probably the order, I think. And really the counselling, cool. I recently just got the counselling.
Yeah. So do you kind of use your counselling with your clients, or how do you work with that one? Is it on its own, or with other stuff?
Sorry?
Do you use it on its own, or do you use it with other things that, like, I don't know?
Yeah, it depends what people want. I like to see what people are coming in for, what their expectations are, and then say, throw the expectations out the window, because we're going to get what we need, not what we want. Because I like to guide my sessions through, like, I know it sounds a bit like cliche, but like through divine guidance, and ask spirit to work through me, to use me as a vessel. So often most of how my sessions go are a little bit of counselling in the beginning, kind of half of talking, because we've got to express those needs and know what we're working on, and build a connection, build trust and safety. Make sure they know that they're not, feeling any judgment, and that they're okay to just be able to speak freely and vulnerably, get some stuff out in the surface. So yeah, use some counselling skills for that part. And then the second part, I go into which is probably my favorite part, is the quantum healing part of it. So the going into the subconscious, I use all 5 levels of the being. So the conscious, which is the counselling part and the talking, the subconscious, cellular, energetic, and DNA. So it can be really powerful, and I've definitely used all of this on myself and seen the power, and been doing this now for the last, I'd say, 4 years, I believe it is, and seen the results in clients, and just how quickly it can work just to rewire. So yeah, we do. Usually I start off with on the table, in coming into the body, coming into presence, so we're feeling nice and safe and grounded. Breath work, meditation, Reiki, and I also use light language and light codes as well, which is one of my favorites.
Oh, what's that? How does that one work?
The light language is some people can understand it, but for the majority it bypasses the conscious mind, and it talks straight to the DNA and the soul. So whatever code or language wants to come through, it can help with the healing process of whatever that client particularly needs at that time. It's been really powerful as well.
Cool. It kind of feels like
I've had clients like,
I just say it feels like a cosmic kind of hug sort of thing. He was like, right, here you go, like love bomb. Oh, are you still there, Hayley?
Oh, you're back.
Oh
yeah. We lost each other.
We did.
You said
I said let's not go into a black hole.
No. Praying for that black hole. Come on, get me. You said it kind of feels like ... and then it cut off.
Oh, well, in that moment it felt like a black hole. But no, I was thinking kind of like a cosmic hug. It's like, here's the love bomb or the light that you need in this moment.
Yeah.
I guess it kind of would be like a Reiki kind of thing, wouldn't it?
Very similar, like it's channeled through source, and I just try my best to get out the way and allow whatever needs to come through. And it took me a while to actually get the confidence to do it, because I mean, for a lot of people, they'd be like, what the hell is this? Do you know? Like, there's going to be a lot of judgment to it and people not understanding it. But I realized as well in the hypnotherapy training, they teach you that the 3 best ways to get into someone's subconscious mind is, so authority, so someone in the leadership role, so someone who's leading that session, relaxation of the body, so we've got to feel safe and relaxed, and then confusion is actually number 3. So this would be really powerful because it does start to make you confused. It makes you a little bit confused of what language is this, what's she saying, and it kind of allows you to just step away, unless you're clinging on, you're like, I have to know. But if you can just surrender into it and be open to it, it can be really powerful.
That's quite interesting as well, because I do feel like there's like more Pisces. It's like your Pisces moon is letting you to do that, because it's like the Pisces is ruled by a planet called Neptune, and Neptune can be like the fog of confusion, or it can be the transcendence and the sort of spiritual realm of, it's just really out there, and things are either they're foggy or they're mystical. They're somewhere within that realm. When it's at the lower road, it is confusion. But it's really quite interesting that you use confusion in a way to sort of stay present, which is what it sounds like you're saying. So it's kind of cool.
It's good. It's powerful stuff for sure.
So we covered some of that. So I think you kind of spoken about a few things that it's kind of helped you along your process of learning it. But have there been any key takeaways or things that you've really thought, okay, my practice has really taught me this, or working with clients has really taught me this, using those particular modalities and stuff?
Let's think. I mean, any kind of practice that I do is always there to help raise awareness to things. So things often pop in when they're meant to. So meditation and breath work. I mean, breath work's been the most powerful to really let go of some stuff I've been holding on to in my body, and any emotion that wants to flow, because it's the act of going into the deliberately into the sympathetic nervous system, but in a controlled manner, and then the meditation coming after you're putting yourself back into that parasympathetic rest and digest. So I mean, I've got to learn so much, and I like to understand as well, and I like to bring the science to things. So then when I have that, and then I have the proof of belief from doing it, and I've been able to then stay consistent with it, that's been really helpful too. So just learning about myself really on the journey of my patterns and self-sabotaging behaviors of such, or where I'm holding subconscious limiting beliefs that are, causing me to manifest not the best situations in my life, and just becoming more aware of that. And I think the awareness is the key. In sessions, you said as well, so clients are always mirrors as well, and I've always found that clients that come to me are always very similar to me, and going through or have been through a very similar story to me. So that's been quite eye-opening, that I'm like, okay, it really is, it's helped me to trust, to be like, I can help this person, and to believe in myself, especially from when I know they say we're not meant to have that external validation, and we can validate ourselves, but it's always nice to know that what you're doing is working, getting that feedback to know that the sessions are having an impact. So there's always lessons with clients for sure. letting myself make mistakes, allowing myself to be human and to show up anyway, to show up messy, to show up flawed, to show up even when you don't feel ready. Just keep doing it and keep pushing myself. So that's a big lesson, to just keep putting yourself out there even if you don't feel ready. The universe will always catch you, right?
Yes. There's so many things there that I totally agree. I've noticed that in readings as well, when I've given readings to people. Yes, they often reflect things back to you. Think, oh, I needed to know that as well. And it's as much that you're giving the advice that you should sometimes. Oh, I hate saying should. No, that you could be giving yourself. You're giving the client more easily than you're accepting in your own life. And sometimes that's the therapeutic relationship working even more. And you're not aware that some of that comes through the subconscious, and some of it, whether it's from spirit or whether it's from your past lessons and things that you've learned in studies and life, just coming in at the right time. Well, I guess divine timing to some extent. It's there, and it's actually something beautiful to draw upon.
Absolutely.
And I think for sounds like for both you and for me, some of it's intuitive. It comes through as a little hit of a nugget of information that someone needs just at the right time. You've got no idea where it came from. It's like, there you go.
Just got to say this came through.
And actually during the meditation, there's a Santana song called Love, Devotion and Surrender that came through as well. That
nice.
Lovely.
You have to send that one. That sounds nice. I like that you're aware of your words as well. And my mum always says, don't should on me and I won't should on you, because it's very pressure. They always say to, if you want to spot someone that's struggling a little bit with depression, notice how they speak with their words. Are they saying, I need to, I must do this and should be doing this? And it's all a lot of pressured words that's like, no, I get to do that if I want to, if I choose to be more.
I feel like exploring where somebody's Saturn is helps as well. Because Saturn is that planet all about discipline, and but the discipline can be really helpful. But also it can be about, okay, well, if there is that, as I say, the should, the must, the need to, rather than I allow myself to, or I would like to, I desire to. It's kind of, it's life lessons. So the big things. So when we're around the age of 29, 30, that kind of age, there's that Saturn return that people dread, but actually it's a case of maturity. We all need to mature at some point. And then we have it again around the age 60, that kind of mark. But it's kind of, we all need to learn to be able to stand on our own 2 feet. And if we are listening to a bit of the universe, we're listening to like divine messages that come in, we're listening to our experience of life, and as you say, not repeating any sort of like self-sabotaging habits. We're learning from mistakes. I don't always want to call them mistakes. We're learning from like mishaps and struggles, and we're coming through and realizing what is more beneficial for us. Then actually the responsibility, that's another big Saturn word, the responsibility we have is actually more aligned with our purpose. It's not so big, not so heavy, and it can be more in the bite-sized chunks that we might need it to be, rather than nope, we are pushing you on your path. Well, actually, if you're listening to life lessons and you're doing the work, that's the other thing, you're doing the work. So I've noticed a lot of your sort of Capricorn things coming through when you were saying about doing work and being organized, being the leader, and actually taking the steps to get there and showing other people. Like so the mountain goat going up steadily, showing everyone afterwards. Like, okay, this is the path that I took. You might not want to take it, you can take it. And if you do, some of these things might happen. So it's kind of cool.
And it's like just helping people along the way as well. Like I feel like I like to just give people a lift and just make sure people know, like, it's okay, you've got this, you can get through this. You don't necessarily have to take the exact same path with me, you know, do it whatever way you want, but I'll be here. Hopefully to
welcome back.
Did you lose me again?
Hopefully to help.
Hopefully to help some people, guide them through as well their journey or any struggles. But it's all allowing it to be as it is, right? All the mishaps and the mistakes, and I think also the judgment we have on it, the labels that we put on it, of it being bad and not good, rather than it being as it is, that completely neutral place. It's neither good, neither bad, is as it is. That's what I try and remind myself. But I'm like, well, my emotions aren't telling me that. It's telling me it's bad and it wants to suppress something right now. But it's about just talking to that part of myself now. I'm learning how to just be more self-loving and being curious with that part, that little inner critic voice, and being like, okay, well, what's this coming up for? Can we sit with this and just be a bit nice to it and give it permission to move through us and just acknowledge it? Because it's, it's only going to bite you in the ass if you just keep pushing it down and be like, no, I don't want to look at you, I don't want to see you, la 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 la.
Yeah,
it's a practice though, and like you say, the bite-sized chunks, the little baby steps, that's been huge for my journey. I was very much in my masculine in the beginning of the journey and was like, I gotta do all this work and I've got to go to these 2-hour massive breathwork sessions and heal so quickly. But not, my God, no. The baby steps, the little consistent practices and small habit changes are where it's at. And once you get that one of them down, something small, implement another, and really slowly but surely.
Yeah, I love that. So have there been any kind of challenges within your business at the beginning, or that you're currently experiencing that you've overcome, and how did you do it?
Yeah, so probably my main one is believing in myself, knowing that I am worthy, knowing that what I've got to give is good enough, and not being an imposter.
That's big.
Yeah, the imposter syndrome is definitely one that comes up sometimes. And also when I go my own struggles, I don't do it anywhere near as much as I used to. I used to go on these like massive down burnout, get into these big holes of depression, and then I'd be like, who am I to be seeing clients when I can't even figure this shit out on my own? But I now realize that it makes me authentic to just be human and experience all emotions, and I have a lot more tools now and can recognize when I'm on that way down, and knowing when to stop, knowing when to slow down, and starting to recharge and bringing in the tools to feel whatever's coming up. And I'm just much more accepting with it, and every day you learn to believe in yourself more and more by getting out of that comfort zone, and like I was saying before, doing it even before you feel ready, even if it scares the hell out of you, but
Yes.
you know that you're meant to be doing this thing. And it's nice to know that. So now I'm doing my circles, I go in a lot more confidently. I used to go in with the heart pounding, the anxiety, oh my God, I'm going to muck it up, people are going to judge me, that little voice. And it's that consistency with it. If you do something enough times, it becomes second nature to you, and you no longer experience those fearful emotions or thoughts. And yeah, that's definitely been something I've overcome. I'm believing in myself and what I have to give a lot more. Good. I think that's through seeing the results of other people and the effect it actually has, and myself as well. But yeah, we're getting there. That was probably the biggest struggle in comparing as well to others, seeing other people's spiritual businesses looking like they're flourishing and thriving or whatever, and I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And I'm procrastinating because I don't have the worthiness yet, and the self-belief to put myself out yet there. But my journey was meant to be a little bit slower, and I didn't see all the work they put in behind the scenes. It's not to be compared to someone else. So yeah, that's the journey, I suppose.
Wow. Yeah, I'm definitely with you on a lot of those things.
Yeah.
But I think I'm starting to turn the corner and get myself out there a bit more, and
nice.
Hopefully, as also my YouTube channel should be growing too. I mean, I've got a few new subscribers, which I'm really grateful for. Nice. So thank you if you've recently subscribed. That's lovely. What was I going to say? Oh, yes. So you mentioned your empowerment circles. So what do they look like, and what can people expect in joining those?
Yeah, so the empowerment circle, so I do those at LV Life Wellbeing Centre as well. That's in Fareham, and they're on a monthly basis now. And basically the start is more so like a sharing circle, kind of like what brought you here today. People can, share and express how they feel if they want, and if they don't want to share, then they don't have to. There's no pressure. But I find it really powerful to just sit in that circle, in that community, with no hierarchy, but we're just all equals, and we're coming into this space with no judgment, just acceptance of I'm here to listen, and we can all just carry this together and be vulnerable. There's something really powerful about just speaking that out loud, and like kind of feels like a weight off your shoulder. So we all just connect and see kind of what comes up, which is a really beautiful part of the cell. And then we go into the process side of things. So it's similar to what I do in the one-to-ones, and we usually start off with a little bit of a breathwork practice. I don't normally do more than 5 to 6 minutes. I only do short breathwork practices because I find that's all you need, especially if people are beginners as well. And we can get really big shifts through this as well. So it's a short breathwork journey just to kind of get a taste for it, and the benefits and how you're feeling after it. And then really great for clearing trauma, for clearing toxins in the blood. I like the holds as well. The holds are great for helping with anxiety. And then we go into a nice little meditation or a hypnosis of some kind, and this changes from month to month. So the last month we focused on calling forgiveness back into our heart, and then next month we're going to be, which is on the 7th of April, we're going to be focusing on with that inner child. So we also learn like mindset tools as well. So we go through this in the beginning. I kind of run through what's to be expected, go through a bit of ancient wisdom teachings, some mindset tools to help, which I really love. And yeah, so the inner child, a really quick fact that I love about this is, you know how the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between reality and visualizing, right? Yes. So then we have the amygdala, because I love that. Sometimes love bringing the science in, which doesn't experience any time, that has no concept of time. So this is why I found it so powerful, and was like, how is this working? I don't understand. But you're then going back to the inner child or some kind of memory in the past, and using these two parts of the brain, you're healing yourself now from it, because it's got that no experience of time, and then you're visualizing, and it's like it's actually happening. And then you can literally feel, I mean, I'm not saying everyone's going to feel noticeable conscious differences right then and there, but I've definitely had it where I can feel the shift and the release in the body right now. So just going through powerful practice where we can go into that subconscious mind, going in energetic levels, DNA, cellular, bit of light language throughout this as well, light codes, go into the Reiki. People get handouts as well, so a little bit of information usually on the chakras, what they do, what it means if they're blocked, overactive, underactive. And then I have a little sheet where I at the end go around and do a couple of minutes on Reiki on every individually, and tune into what's, if they're blocked and if they're overactive, and I'll just let them know that as well. So it's a little added touch, and it's a little card spread as well, so anyone wants to pick a card and pull a reading. But that's basically it, and I try and keep it to 2 hours.
Wow, that sounds amazing. So what days do you do these?
So usually on a Sunday, and once a month. The next one's on the 7th of April, because I've recently just done one. Yeah.
Cool. I need to try and get to one of those at some point. I really do. Sound right up my street.
You're welcome along. Got a few spaces left.
Okay.
Yeah, and I love the, people get to connect after as well, and I love the feedback from the last one. The last one was all women, but the time before that we only had one man. But the majority of the time I usually just get women coming in, so we could even call it women's circle. But everyone's welcome. I don't like to limit it from everyone. Whoever's meant to be there will be there. I just open that space. Of course. Meant to come in.
Amazing. Oh yes. Big shout out to Luke if you see this at all. I might share this on the fair and positive living group if I get an opportunity to.
Yeah, do.
The LB Life Studio in Fareham, Hampshire. Please do come along. If you catch any of Hayley's sessions, great. Brilliant. Yes, anything else I'd like to ask you? Oh, yeah, so what things are you most proud of in your life? Whether it's business or personal?
Oh, okay. Why is this the hardest one when
I know.
to you? It's hard. I could easily say it about my best friend or loved one or twin sister or mum or whatever. And I'm proud of this, and I could rack off so many things. You're talking about yourself. I'm proud of how much I've overcome in my mental health, and the fact that I was, diagnosed borderline personality disorder, ADHD, and I don't really feel like these things affect me anymore in my life. And I've overcome, taking anxiety and depression tablets for these for 12 years of my life, and coming away from things like bulimia, lots of just healing things, and just proud that I don't allow myself to get to those such low points anymore, and that I'm being more consistent every day. I've got more self-discipline to put me first, to continue to cultivate that self-love. So yeah, and proud that I'm putting myself out there, even though it was scary, and I could have easily taken that safe option of just being like, yeah, get a safe job, which I would hate. Just something different, and going after what means the most to me and what lights up my soul, because I know that it helps others. So yeah, proud that I'm being consistent with these circles and clients. Yeah.
Amazing. Did you see Alicia's comment? Brag, you deserve to hold the same space for you.
You deserve to hold the same space for you. Oh yeah, I love that.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's why I am hold space for others, because I do give myself that, and I'm consistent with prioritizing my meditation, my mental health practice, things like that. Okay, so that's massive. I got diagnosed ADHD last year. I understand how hard that can be. Do you know what ADHD actually stands for? Attention dialed into a higher dimension.
Oh wow, Alicia, remember that one?
When I heard that, I was like, oh, mic drop. That is so true.
I love that.
Yeah.
Do you have any kind of like ideas or tips for people that are going through hard times with any of these things that you've overcome?
Sorry, it cut out there. Do you have any tips?
Yeah, for people that are experiencing things that you've overcome there, like, I don't know, ADHD or eating issues, or, that sort of thing.
Definitely self-love, self-compassion. So this comes with raising your awareness. So I'd always recommend some kind of practice. It doesn't have to be meditation, and meditation doesn't have to look like you're just sat down in, lotus pose and sitting there minutes. It can be painting, walking, getting in nature, whatever it is. Something that helps you to go into that flow state, raising that awareness so that we can see, kind of dive more deeply into what's underneath those issues more than anything, and come at it with love and compassion. Notice if you've got that inner critic thought that's getting you down, because we're not going to get anywhere with that voice sticking around, and listening to it as well, remembering that our thoughts aren't true. Just because we might believe that they're true, we have to remind ourselves as well, they're not true. I'm the soul, I am the consciousness behind the thoughts, and I'll become the observer. So just through things like that, I think those things naturally fell away. I didn't focus on those things so much. I focused on the healing side of things and being more loving and curious with my thoughts, and in time was able to come away from those things more just naturally, I think.
Yeah.
And definitely sitting sitting with your feelings. And this can be one of the hardest things to do if you're a sensitive soul. It can be difficult. I'm not going to take that away from anyone, because when we're going through tough times, everyone goes through them. We're all human. We all go through tough times, but you know, we're told to be kind to others, but what about ourselves? In those times, it's crucial to just be really patient with yourself and loving and nurturing, giving yourself those things perhaps you weren't given as a child and people around you didn't have the capacity for, and just going about life with a forgiving heart, knowing that everyone's just doing the best in the time they know how with the tools they've got. And it's not for anyone else to come and rescue or save us. We can do that for ourselves, knowing that it's all temporary, it will always pass. The more we can just lean into it, surrender into it, soften into it a little bit more each time, the easier it will definitely get, and the lessons will come through of it. Often we get those light bulb moments from those challenging times, but reaching out as well, if it gets too much, we're not meant to do it all alone as well. Having those trusted people that we can reach out to talk about it, give us maybe a different perspective on it as well.
Yeah. I don't know whether you're a country music fan, but Quiet Your Mind by Zac Brown Band came through. I'm like, yes.
Oh, I haven't heard it. I do like country music, but I haven't heard that one.
Okay.
I can make a song out of anything. Like,
yeah.
If I hear some kind of lyrics, I'll just start singing it. Like,
oh my goodness, you'd have
one
to.
of those.
Yeah, my friend Alicia would vouch for me on that one as well. Literally break out into song in the middle of her Patreon arty parties or Bloom, whatever they are.
I love people like that, and it just that silliness, that funness. I think we forget to just have fun sometimes, and we take life too seriously. So it's nice to just be a bit like silly. I think that's what the ecstatic dance does as well, is just gets us out of the seriousness mind. Have a little dance and let loose, have a bit of fun.
Let's just have a little look. Is there anything else? What time are we? I think you've kind of covered this already, but how the self-development tools came in, is that just through basically everything that you're saying that you've kind of developed that side of it?
Obviously we can't get all these things at once, so over time I've developed a lot of tools that get imprinted in, and I think more so about recognizing old patterns of behavior, and basically unlearning them, old programming and things like that I developed when I was just surviving, when I was just existing, and saying, you know, that worked for me then, but now as an adult it's actually safe for me to truly live and thrive, because that's what I want for others as well. So if I want that for everyone around me, I've got to embody that and hold that vibration of that so other people can pick up on it. So yeah, just recognizing old behaviors that no longer work and implementing new, more positive ways. And you know, I find these tools through lots of different means, whether it's a course. I feel like we should always, not should, but it's an honor to get to keep learning new things. Every day gets to be a school day. I think a lot of us again are programmed to think that school, college, uni finishes and that's it. No more learning ever again. But I loved taking things out of books and getting little nuggets, you know, those ones that, because the only books I'll read are self-development. They're the only ones I'm interested in. I think being diagnosed dyslexia in school, I use this as an excuse to be like, nah, I can't read. But if you really want to, and you're passionate about it, then you'll find a way to get it done. So
yeah, I was diagnosed as dyspraxic when I was a kid.
Okay.
So it's more the coordination side of things, and like things like copying from a blackboard would take me hours, and my pen grip would be like so tight, my nails would be in my hand. I'm like, I can't write anymore. Just give me a handout so I can actually get the information and listen at the same time. Yeah, just you know.
Yeah, we all learn differently, don't we?
Exactly.
And I think that's what's great about holistic therapies, when you're not in that so much of like a conventional setting. I think because schools, it's like, you know, this is a curriculum and that's it, and that may not be right for everyone, special kids like me and you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I love about like the holistic therapies. And yes, I have a structure, but actually in a session the other day when I was preparing for a session the day before, I got this kind of felt like a really clear message of, no, we're not preparing for tomorrow's session. You're going to intuitively just allow whatever comes up to come up. You're not right, no questions, you just allow it to flow. And it was one of the best sessions that we've ever had, so that was really beautiful to trust in that as well. Instead of just having someone there that can only, it's like a robot, you know, and that you don't know if they've been through what you've been through. They've learned it, they've been to uni, that's great, learning from, you know, 1918s or whatever, 1800s. And I'm not dissing conventional therapy, because there's definitely a place for it, and it can be great for some people. Just personally, in my stage of the healing, it wasn't right for me anymore. So I liked that there was more ability to just show your authenticity, your humanness, vulnerability, instead of having this, you know, this big rule book that you have to go by.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, what did Alicia say? I've been saying this since my ADHD diagnosis. I feel like I'm relearning how to live, like I'm back to a child learning how things fit me and my brain better.
Love that.
Definitely. It's kind of, yeah, we're not, as you say, we're not all people that fit the same mold. We're all different. Variety is that sort of spice of life, and accepting the unique soul spiritual beings that we are, rather than just relying on the human vessel, should we say, can actually bring us a bit more balance. It's like, as we were saying, the masculine doing and structure, yes, but not on its own, because the feminine allowing and the flowing makes it work better for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's aligning those two sides of the brain, but also aligning those two sides of society and how we are. Because if we're just living in the masculine world, it's not going to fit everyone. We live in just the feminine world, we don't get anything done. So we need both the structure and the flow to actually allow us to be our best authentic selves, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there anything else that you'd like to share that we haven't covered, or things that are coming up?
Anything else that wants to come through? Just that anyone watching this, just know that you're worthy and you're enough just as you are. You don't have to try and be someone else just to fit in the mold. Just being you is enough. And I think it was Alicia, the one that commented, was it? I can't see the comments now.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
But yeah, like having these labels can be helpful sometimes, but just to perhaps realize that it is just a label that society has given it, and it doesn't mean that that's, you know, your identity and who you are. Can be helpful to know. But I think for me, coming away from those labels and just affirming daily and learning daily how to just allow myself to be me without the masks, without the playing the roles, without all of that programming and labels and all this stuff, and just to encourage myself to show up more authentically. And I know that can be a vulnerable, scary thing to do, because if we're rejected for who we truly are, then that can sting, right? But that's the universe doing us a favor. It's not rejection, it's redirection, right? And I'd rather have people that are close the doors on people that aren't meant to be in my life, if they're not going to accept me for who I am, where I'm at. Open those new doors and trust in who's coming in, and know that like they're meant to be in my life because I'm showing up authentically. And it's beautiful to see people feel safe to just be themselves, because you're giving off that energy as well. So yeah, just that one.
Just that one. Yeah. I mean, we were kind of saying over the last few days or weeks or however long we've been speaking lately, that yeah, trusting that process and showing up authentically is just, it's everything really, in a way. It's beautiful.
I heard as well, authenticity along with gratitude and love, but authenticity is one of the most highest frequencies you can tune into. And if you don't know who you are, I think a lot of people walk around being like, I don't know who I am. You know, welcome to the club. Who does? We're all just, what if we just had fun finding out? What if we took away the pressure of being like, I need to know who I am? I just realised that no one's, I looked back when I was, a teenager or 20, looking at 30-year-olds thinking that they're adults, they've got their lives together, they know who they are and what they're doing and where they're going. And now I'm 32, I'm like, I was so wrong. I've never been more wrong.
I'll just read this last little thing. Alicia says that's because that's exactly where I'm getting right now. Trying to make more of that stance. So it's very accurate for me right now. Thank you for inspiring me to keep going with it. Oh,
our pleasure.
Yeah, definitely.
Just when something feels a little bit icky or off, or you feel like there's a boundary that needs to be set, just taking those few moments to just have that breath and just asking yourself, is this my truth? Does this feel right to me? Coming out of here, bringing the awareness into the heart or the gut and trusting that gut feeling, because we can push that down, but that niggle will always come back up.
Exactly. Oh, it's been so lovely talking to you, Hayley. Of course, you can stick around in the little StreamYard room after for a bit if you want to. But thank you so much for joining us. And if there's any questions anyone has, I'm sure myself or Hayley will answer them in the replay later. Thank you very much.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for all those who tuned in to watch. I'm really grateful for your time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Right, bye, everyone.